Coming up on our next stop, Chad and Terry are going to take us to a familiar location. It's Laframboise Island along the Missouri River in Pierre. Our two ghost hunters wanted to stop here while researching their Road Guide to Haunted Locations book. You see, they heard stories from nature lovers that said strange noises come out of the trees.
Many people visit Laframboise Island for soothing serenity and unbeatable scenery provided by Mother Nature. Of course, Chad and Terry aren't your typical visitors out for a stroll. They were motivated to investigate Laframboise after hearing stories from nature walkers experiencing cold, unexplainable chills, orbs appearing in photographs, and hearing strange noises from the treetops. Our ghost hunters came prepared with their investigative gear.
With this device, if I should happen to hear something strange in the woods, a voice or some kind of sound that I can't identify, I can use this device to record that sound and later have it analyzed by a professional, and they can digitally determine if there's something unusual and determine if it is a sound of nature or if it's something that's just totally unexplained.
Across the island, Chad is checking temperatures for any abnormalities.
What we're looking for, and when you do this type of a scan, is when somebody feels a cold spot or they think there's a spirit or energy around, and then you can verify it. So I'm looking for a big drop outdoors, 30, 40, 50 degrees outdoors. And of course, if you do get something like that, get a few photographs.
The day our crew visited Laframboise Island, the wind was making it tough to get any clear audio, and we didn't find any extreme temperature changes. But given the number of reported oddities on the island, it's definitely a place of interest for those seeking the paranormal.
If you ever get the chance to visit Laframboise Island, take along a recorder. Who knows what you might hear when you play it back later. And if you get something good, let us know. In all good conscience, we couldn't travel across the state with professional ghost hunters and not visit the most haunted town in South Dakota, Deadwood.
If colorful characters mixed with turbulent times are conducive to an environment full of spirits, then Deadwood should be a ghost hunter's dream. Starting with Mount Moriah Cemetery, which was founded in 1877 as an answer to the town's population boom. The town's old cemetery, Englewood, was located on what could be prime development area, so they decided to move all the graves up to the hills overlooking Deadwood.
We're still finding body parts, bones, no soft tissue, just bones, but we're still finding them down there just about any time soil's moved of any kind. There are some pretty famous people here. Wild Bill's buried here. Calamity Jane. Seth Bullock's on top of the mountain.
Visitors to the cemetery still pay tribute to these icons of the Old West by leaving flowers, stones, even pine cones will work as makeshift tokens of affection. But no matter how many gifts they receive, some of the residents here can't help feeling restless.
Many of the staff working were afraid to work at night by themselves because they encountered so many paranormal activities. They also told us when they were closing up the cemetery that they would close the gates and make sure they were securely closed, and they'd turn around and start walking back when they would hear the gate open as though by itself or some unseen force.
Of course, Mount Moriah isn't the only cemetery to see in Deadwood. More off the beaten path lies St. Ambrose Catholic Cemetery.
Well, this is our first Catholic cemetery, and a lot of times people want to see Deadwood, they go to see Mount Moriah. But if you want to see the essence of Deadwood, a boot hill, this is where you'd come. This is it. This has more class than most of the cemeteries you'll ever see.
Grave has collapsed here a little bit.
This cemetery was created in 1878, and so one of the oldest cemeteries in Deadwood with graves that are in situ. We also acquired this from the Catholic Church about 3 years ago, and we're just doing a master plan for the preservation of this historic cemetery.
One of the most striking monuments at St. Ambrose is that of an angel watching over the grave of young Oliver Ruman.
It's the Ruman site. It's probably the most photographed tombstone next to Wild Bill Hickok.
This feels Old West to me. There are people here with handmade tombstones. They're, piles of rocks with cement. And these tombstones were made from love. Not, I got $50, let's go buy a headstone. These were by people who loved the people who were being planted.
Cemeteries aren't the only places in Deadwood to seek out spirits. The Bullock Hotel in Deadwood is famous for its otherworldly residents. Just ask Kathleen Lane, accomplished actor and psychic medium who takes on the role of Martha Bullock in ghost tours through the Bullock Hotel.
I regularly see Mr. and Mrs. Bullock. I regularly see our little girl, Sarah. I regularly see a cat who has joined us since Wild Bill days here.
The Bullock Hotel offers special ghost tours, and Kathleen, also known as Martha Bullock, guides the groups from the basement to the upper levels, sharing stories of the supernatural.
About that time, we started getting the lettering here on our spiritual message board. Personally, with the naked eye, I have seen...
While our crew accompanied this tour, Martha Bullock shared the tale of how her husband has communicated with the living through an old hotel mirror.
He said that he will come through with the letter A as often as he can, and as often as there are people on the other side to receive the message. Why?
Our crew was later contacted by tour goer Tammy Gleason, seen here in our tour group. She snapped this photo and sent it to our crew to be examined. Tammy's camera captured the letter A, a symbol Kathleen says Seth Bullock uses to communicate the word absolute.
The experiences of people are different, but they're graphic and all the time. There's almost never that I have a tour that people don't experience something.
For our paranormal investigators, a town like Deadwood is a gold mine.
When they do these type of ghost tours, obviously you increase the chances of people having something happen. I think it's a great haunted location just because of the amount of people experiencing things, and also it sounds like they've captured a lot of good evidence here.
Well, sadly, that's all the time we have for this portion of our haunted tour. But there is more. Visit us online at sdpb.org and get to know one of South Dakota's most prominent psychic mediums, Donna O'Day. She'll visit Mad Mary's restaurant in Pierre, and that's rumored to be one of the most haunted eateries in the state. Plus, you'll find more resources about ghost hunters and our own paranormal professionals, Chad Lewis and Terry Fisk. And if you know of a local haunted hotspot you think our crew should look into, well, let us know. You can give us a call or send an email. And don't forget, when you visit our website, you'll find archived audio and video of all of our past Dakota Life stories. Until next time, for South Dakota Public Broadcasting, I'm Larry Rohr. Thanks for watching.